Hello friends and fellow gamers, MKxJUMP here, and today we're checking out this week's event for Idle Heroes. We have Sky Labyrinth and we have Wishing Coins. So today we'll talk about whether it's worth going after this event, what free-to-play players should do, and whether spenders should even go ahead and spend their money this week, because we do have a Moonlight Gift. Anyway, before we do that, let me remind you about Patreon. It's a way you can support the content I make here by pledging financially by using the link up there in the top corner of the screen. It allows you to get premium access to things on our Discord, as well as things like account reviews, which we do on Tuesdays. So if you want to join me for some one-to-one advice, go ahead and give that a click and see if that's one thing you're interested in. For more information about account reviews, you can find stuff down in the description. And a shout out to Luke and Christoph Fernandez, our latest backers for this week. So thank you guys for your support. Anyway, let's go check out this week's event for Idle Heroes. Given that it's Sky Labyrinth, every day for logging in, we're going to get 15 mithril pickaxes, as well as a super wishing coin. You can use the super wishing coin to do your monthly events, and make sure you log in each day to get as many mithril pickaxes as you can, as they'll be useful this week. Now, when it comes to other things you can get pickaxes from, well, it's mainly value packages, where you go ahead and spend money or starry gems to get yourself gems, pickaxes, and wishing coins. Typically, this isn't worth it unless there's some crazy addition to Sky Labyrinth, so let's find out if that's the case. Well, looking here, Sky Labyrinth is just giving us our basic rewards, where really, there's nothing that exciting. Most free-to-play players will probably go into this and not want to use too many gems, so many will probably find themselves stopping at the limited skin chest. If, however, you're more of a casual player that uses a lot of their chests, you might really appreciate a 5-star hero chest, in which case you might want to spend a few of your gems if you don't get lucky enough to get enough pickaxes to get to stage 6. Clearing stage 6 does get you that 5-star chest, which can be extraordinarily helpful. Also in here as well, it does contain good heroes like Geista and Ailamak if you're low on copies. When it comes to the other stuff this week, we've got Mysterious Chests. This is pretty good for gem use if you want to get some Heroic Summon Scrolls or Prophet Orbs, and it generally tends to drop off in value the further up you go. Many newer players would have been recommended a long time ago to go for Guild Coins and the Epic Hero Chest right here, which does include every single hero in the game except for Natalia, but typically 8,000 gems for that nowadays is not so great. Just look at last week's event. That needed you to spend 20,000 gems, and you were potentially getting an artifact from that, and a ton of rewards for using those gems on the cards we had. If you're not sure what I'm talking about, you can go check out last week's event in our event review playlist on YouTube. But either way, if you go ahead and spend 8,000 gems here, you might stop yourself from getting rewards like that in the future. So generally, it's not that worth it. I think that goes for a lot of the expensive things here. Gems are really sacred, so if I was going to get anything this week, I'd probably just say scrolls, and that's done. Maybe you want Prophet Orbs. It's up to you. Scooting on down, we've got the Wishing Fountain. A lot of you might get excited about this, as it contains Eloise. But really, if you're a budget player or free-to-play, you should not be using your Wishing Coins just to pick up an Eloise copy. I know for new players that could be really, really tempting, especially if you've heard how powerful Eloise is. And it's true, she is one of the strongest, if not the best, early E5 hero for your account. However, picking up a copy from here is unwise. There are many ways you can get them. For example, remember that 5-star chest in Sky Labyrinth? That does contain Eloise as one of the potential heroes. You can see she's right there. So if you're trying to squeeze out that last Eloise copy, I do not think it's worth using Wishing Coins. And the main reason is because they do events at some point during the event cycle, which are much better than this one, where using your Wishing Coins can actually get you some really, really good rewards, like potentially an artifact, or maybe even if we're really lucky, a Core of Origin chest or sublimation. But typically, using Wishing Coins to pick up artifacts is something people have done many, many times in the past, and I'm sure DHGames will give us a future event where Wishing Coins for artifacts is completely normal. So make sure you save your Wishing Coins for that, and don't get tempted by the Eloise. Finally, for spenders, we have a Moonlight Gift, where if you spend certain degrees of VIP points, you will go ahead and walk away with some really cool rewards. You can go all the way up to $200 on here. However, I don't think these rewards are quite worth spending. Now, on one hand, you are picking up some mithril pickaxes, you do get some Prism Starry gems from here, so perhaps the first 500 is quite appealing. But if you keep on going, it starts to lose a little bit of its value. For example, if you spend 50 bucks, all you're getting is 5,000 gems, 120 Wishing Coins, and an imminent hero chest. It's not really worth it. If you go a little higher, yes, you do get 20 Cores of Transcendence, but people don't really spend on Cores of Transcendence anyway, and the additional 5,000 gems might be tempting, but really, It's whether you need gems or not. This doesn't give us sublimation. It doesn't give us the new divine gems for Destiny Heroes. It doesn't give us anything new for that matter. No sublimation, no core of origin, nothing. So basically, all we're doing is being encouraged to spend money, but not really have anything for it in return. You could argue double rewards from Sky Labyrinth is good, but then the Sky Labyrinth rewards nowadays aren't that amazing, because even in Sky Labyrinth, we don't gain those new things. What we really need is a massive overhaul of Sky Labyrinth to make it include stuff like Spiritual Essence, Sublimation, and even go so far as to give us more ways of obtaining the new stuff that's been added as well. I would love to see Destiny Hero materials added to some of these events that are more traditional, because it would give us so much more reason to actually get excited and spend on them. There is nothing here that's that exciting. You could argue 500,000 Stellar Shards are very nice, but there are way easier ways to pick up that many Stellar Shards. For example, go to the cool events, take a look at your monthly package, and go to the bottom. For $100, you can walk away with 6 of these chests that each contain 250,000, which means you can gain 1.5 million Stellar Shards for $100. On the contrary, this event isn't giving us that same kind of value. It's giving you only a third of that for $100. And the other stuff in here, I don't think really pushes that value up. Yes, 20 Cores of Transcendence is nice, but even that is only going to get you, at most, if you're really lucky, another 500,000. So I don't think this is that great. That said, though, you do gain the bonuses of the other things you buy, and I think there's an argument if you are after story gems and you need to top them up on your account, then you could justify spending. But there are significantly better Moonlight Gifts we've seen in the past. And to push this even higher up to $200, you get the new artifact. And I think that's crazy. The new artifact for $200? I'm sorry, artifact chests are normally at $50 price points. Very typically. The only time it's not at $50 is when there's a flag at $50 and then we get an artifact for $100. We are not seeing that here, and that makes this extraordinarily questionable, but I think their intent is to try and make the elusive mirror really hard to get, and therefore they're going to put this big price tag on it. But I think typically many whales, unless they're really, really after story gems and need to top up, or they want an excuse to spend on the treasure train, they're not going to touch this, and I think it's genuinely worth skipping. Which is a good thing, because I'm actually currently in the process of moving house, so if you randomly see the stream change over the course of the next month, then that's why. So yeah, any opportunity to save money is really good, because things like furniture is quite expensive. So I'm very, very happy that there is no obligation to spend this week for content, because I don't see much content coming from this. So you might be thinking, hey, what's next week? Well, we do get a brand new hero. She was alluded to in last week's event. The Lunatic Asylum hero to pop out of the middle was considered to be the new hero. I think that's definitely the case. We're definitely getting a shadow hero, if I believe. So yeah, it'd be good to see her coming into the game. And then eventually, of course, she'll be made transcendent. And we need a good shadow transcendence hero, I think. Azrael was a bit of a flop, so it'd be good to see someone powerful coming through. And very, very exciting if they are very, very strong. That said, though, it's probably going to be a pretty snoozy event unless they add some extra stuff to it. We might get a gala, I'm not sure. Really depends on what the devs have cooking up. So if you want to see what next week's event is all about, make sure you hit that subscribe button. As of course, next Friday, I will be making a video about that when it goes live. In fact, I review every event when they go live. So make sure you subscribe so you never miss this, because so many people, even just last week, forget to watch these videos before they engage with an event and make mistakes. Don't be one of those people. I'll see you next time. Hit that subscribe button, and of course, have a good week and happy idling.